number 3, the Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Mr Speaker, this question is to the Minister of Defence and asks, does he regard all expenditure within defence as being of high value?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, overall defence expenditure in 2015-16 will be around some $3.2 billion, and it's been at that level for some time. So the answer to the member's question would need a line-by-line analysis, which I've not been able to achieve in the time since the question was lodged.
Supplementary question, Mr Speaker.
Supplementary question, the Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Why did the government sell the 10 Iroquois helicopters plus parts to a US company at an enormous disadvantage to New Zealand companies dealing in helicopters and parts, and at a loss to New Zealand's economy and jobs?
That's right. Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, it might interest the questioner to know that the original proposal was to give the helicopters away. I suggested that they might go to a public tender to see what might be realised on behalf of the taxpayer. The details of the tender were published in the GETS website, certainly from January of this year, and it was a very open tender process. The Minister does not decide who wins the tender. There are always restrictions on who products can be sold to at the time they are bought. Those restrictions would have been put on during the 1960s. All of that would have been followed through the tender process, and New Zealand companies had as much opportunity as anybody else to bid into that tender process.
Supplementary question.
Supplementary question, the Right Honourable Winston
Why
Peters.
should New Zealand businesses dealing with Iroquois helicopters and parts now have to buy those commodities at a seriously inflated price as a consequence of this government's decision?
That's right. The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, the tender process is a proper process. It delivers a result in accordance with government disposal rules, and the persons who win the contract eventually are able to buy it. And what they choose to do with those helicopters is their business, clearly stated inside the tender intentions.
Supplementary question, Speaker.
Supplementary question, the Right Honourable Winston Peters.
In this photograph of the Minister visiting our troops in Taji, was he wearing a flak jacket off the shelf or custom made and more expensive than a normal New Zealand serviceman's flak jacket?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Well, Mr Speaker, I don't know, but anybody taking a bit of a glance would know that off the shelf's not something I regularly purchase. But what I would say is that there are big flak jackets and there are small flak jackets, and then there are flak jackets that aren't required. So a man of the member's stature probably doesn't require one. So small, such a little target. Therefore, between he and I, we balance it out.
Supplementary question, Speaker.
Order.
Supplementary question.
Supplementary question, the Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Minister, is it not true that for this one visit, he had a special jacket custom-made costing four times the price of a normal serviceman's jacket? And why does he not save the taxpayers' money and just visit troops in a suitable flak jacket, namely a tank?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee, either of those two supplementary questions.
Well, the first point is the member may be a little surprised to learn that he is not the arbiter of how long my career as Minister of Defence is, nor is he therefore the determiner of how often I might visit those troops. But if he'd like to come with me next time and not wear a flak jacket, then I'll be welcome him to stand at the front of the parade every day we're there.
Sorry, Mr Speaker. Point of order.
Point of order, the Right Honourable
Speaker,
Winston
I
Peters.
seek to table a paper that was handed to us on the 23rd of September, online and not published until the 25th September, showing all of the places around this country with respect to defence that the Minister, Mr Brownlee, has never visited. That's the list there.
No, I'm not even going to. I'll hear from the Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
I'd be very pleased to get hold of that, because I'll guarantee a lot of that's just empty sections, and you never know what we might be able to put on them by way of social housing.
Well, on the order.
Speaking of the point of order,
I'll hear from the
Yes, Mr.
Right Honourable Member.
I'd love him to have a chance to get hold of it because his department wrote it.
Order, order. If the member's so keen to have it tabled, and it appears Mr Brownlee's also keen to see it, on that basis, I will put the leavers over to the House. Leave sought to table that particular information. Is there any objection? There is objection. Question number 4, Jan Logan.